It's the foreseeable, a kind of a horizon. And I was thinking, well, of course, there's always things they keep discovering. There's always the unknown to be explored, and they keep looking and they keep discovering things. But one of the interesting concepts, I think, one of the problems with knowledge is that every time science discovers something, very often it offers about 4 more questions. You know, when they found a particle, they realized, oh, there must be another particle affecting it, so we better go find that. And if that's correct, it tells us that the more knowledge we get, the more we realize is unknown.
Thanks, Doug. This really is a fantastic question. Will we ever know what the universe is made of? Is there a limit to what physicists can discover? Let's start with what they already know. What makes up all of the stuff around us, the air, the ground, trees, people, sandwiches, has fascinated scientists for thousands of years. If we had some kind of magical camera that could zoom in to incredibly small levels, we'd first see that everything, all stuff or matter, is made of atoms, tiny building blocks named by the ancient Greeks. But we've since learned that even atoms are made of yet smaller things. Electrons, which you've probably heard of, they give us electricity, as well as protons and neutrons. As far as we know, electrons are only made of themselves. There's nothing tinier inside them. But zooming into protons and neutrons, you'd see that they are actually made of even smaller particles. Now, if this Russian doll situation of particles inside particles is making your head spin, don't worry, it is confusing. Especially when you start to hear all of the names physicists have given to these particles. Quarks, muons, gluons. I think taus are probably my favourite. In total, there are 12 particles that we know of which make up all the matter in the universe. And these particles are held together by fundamental forces, which are themselves carried by particles. Hang in there, we're nearly done. All of these particles exist in the universe, but some of them are much rarer than others. These rare particles only exist at very high energies, like just after the Big Bang, or when a star blows up in a supernova, or in a particle collider like the LHC. And that's essentially what physicists at the LHC are trying to do, create some of these rarer particles that we just can't see elsewhere. And it was in 2012 that they did just that, when they told the world they'd finally found the Higgs boson, a particle that gives all the others their substance or mass. It was proposed to exist way back in the 1960s, and it's named after physicist Peter Higgs, who was here at CERN on the day they announced its discovery.
Well, I would like to add my congratulations to everybody involved in this tremendous achievement. For me, it's really an incredible thing that has happened in my lifetime.
Finding the Higgs was a really big deal, as you can hear, because along with the 12 particles we mentioned earlier, it completes the best picture that physicists currently have for the particles and forces that make up our universe, called the Standard Model. Although that extraordinary discovery feels like the end to the story, it really wasn't.
Imagine Columbus is trying to find a new route to India by going west instead of by going east. And he reaches land, and he thinks, I've discovered the West Indies, I've found this new route. That's kind of where we were back in 2012.